Hello, ladies and gentlemen, friends and fam. We are back, and it is time for MRL action. Misfits Racing League America's Tier 1. Finally about to go down, and man, oh man, is it really about to get intense, because this championship has been on fire. Of course, my name is Stryfium. I will be solo this evening. My good man Seb, unfortunately unable to make it. He let me know just about 45 minutes ago, so we are going to be solo casting once again, just as we were last night here for the Americas division. So I hope that's okay with you. And I'm very, very excited to be doing that again, because to be fair, I don't mind it. I quite enjoy it. But next week, we're going to be having Seb back, and we're going to be having another commentator come and join me on the Tier 2 broadcast, potentially. We'll have to see if scheduling lines up. But now, with that said, let's take a look at the circuit. We're here for round 4 of this Tier 1 division. It is 19 turns around Spa-Francorchamps here, of course, in the Ardennes Forest. It is the Belgian Grand Prix. And man, oh man, has this circuit seen some things over the years. Now we come through here into round 4. We look ahead. We go to Italy next week. Following that, we move on through to Japan. Following that, Britain, Azerbaijan, Hungary, Singapore, through to France, Spain, Austria, the penultimate round of Mexico, and then on to the finale in Brazil. Now, we're here on round 4. Let's take a look at how the standings are shaping up for this grid. Becky B is the reigning Tier 1 America's champion, and well, I'll tell you something, he is still reigning at the top of that Drivers' Championship standings. 53 points for him. Lucas Yan, 34 points for him, with TJ Spin 1 point in his rearview mirror on this standings tower. We have Mr. Angel Cordova and Rhapsody. They are tied there for 25 points for 4th position. And my oh my, are things really going to ramp up, as there are only 5 drivers on this full-time roster yet to score points. Will we see Zamis, the Aston Martin who's shown bright, score some points? Or will we see things unfortunately go at fault for him once again? Babatunde, Fizimon, Siffy, and Rez all scoreless as well. McLaren yet to score points in this Constructors' Championship. They need to get it done. All right, we are just about ready to go racing. I hope you're all ready. I certainly am. And one thing to note is that we had some rain earlier today in the qualifying for the Tier 3 division. Now, everybody knows how much I love rain. Everybody knows how much I'd love to see rain. It really shook up the race because it neutralized qualifying, because it was dry to wet conditions in the qualifying as opposed to the other way around. So there were quite a few drivers not able to get their best laps in, and it most definitely played a role in the race. That said, we come through here to Spa in the Americas Tier 1 session, and I wonder if we'll see rain in the race, as we have not yet seen that. Get some support for Zamis there from Mr. Waffalorian, and everyone that's joining us in the stream, greatly appreciated. And well, Mr. It's Maxim B. Thank you so much, Maxim, for the 10 Tier 1 gifted subs to the stream. That is absolutely beautiful. Greatly appreciate that. My oh my. Thank you so much for the support. Someone is primed and ready to go for racing here, and we'll see Maxim B very, very soon on circuit in a Red Bull, and I wish you well. I wish you luck. I hope things pan out the way you wish in Spa. Maxim has shown well in Spa previously. If you've ever had a chance to catch his racing in some of the European divisions, I highly encourage you to go back and take a look at some of his Belgian races over the seasons past on our YouTube channel. Just getting everybody in session right now. Little bit of a delay, which is totally okay, as we want to get all the drivers in as we can here for this Tier 1 race. There's a lot of intensity following this race this evening. A very, very good amount of eyes on these racers, as we had quite the intense race for Tier 3 earlier. We had an amazing Tier 2 Americas race yesterday evening as well. So the Americas division, well, this Tier 1 grid, we'll have to just see if they can outdo their tier 2 counterpart on the Monday evening. So we're just getting, I think, everybody readied up. If you have any friends racing on this grid this evening, let us know in the chat. Let us know who you are rooting for. Let us know who you think is going to come into this 4th round of Season 5 action and run away with a race win, because this is a circuit where you can most definitely run away. Spa, such an iconic circuit. We've seen some crazy racing. One of my personal favorite moments, I'll just pay mention to Mika Häkkinen's overtake on Michael Schumacher. Who could forget it, over the back marker coming down into Le Combe. Just pure intensity there, and it's 19 turns here. We have that bus stop chicane as well as the run down the hill through Pouin. And we saw an amazing race earlier today, and I have to say, one of the biggest collisions I have ever seen in league racing coming through Blanchimont as well. It was absolutely crazy, and I don't know if anyone had a chance to see that, but I think we may just throw that one up on the YouTube. Everybody coming through now, readying up, and that's great to see, as it's finally time, ladies and gentlemen, to go for 18 minutes of qualifying here around one of the best racing circuits ever, Spa-Francorchamps. Alrighty, there it is. You can see Le Combe. And we have seen our fair share. This is our 4th race of the week out of 6. We'll have Tier 2 coming to you tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. British Summer. And that's 9 for those of you who are tuning in at this time in Central Europe. Just waiting on Mr. Casquito Benitez to load in, and we'll be all ready to go here for qualifying. And I'm very excited to jump into Spa here. Just a note, there may be some rough weather rolling through the area of where I'm streaming, so if that should happen, we may see an outage, and for that I apologize in advance. And now you'll know should that occur. Now, welcome to the sunshine here in Belgium. Things looking real intense, as we are going to be getting, and the chat has let me know we're going to be getting a dynamic race. Oh, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. First person out of the pit lane, looking like a Red Bull. Is it Angel? Yes, it is. Mr. Angel Cordova taking off, representing his good favorite driver there, Mr. Sebastian Vettel. SV5 there on his tag, you can see it. And a Red Bull as well. Maybe he'll give us some Sebastian Vettel Red Bull-esque drives here today. Apparently there's a storm here in Ontario and Spa as well. I like that, Gauzy. That's a good one, my friend. Of course, I'm going to take you through who is racing this evening on the grid. Let's take a look. Mr. Maxim B in the Red Bull. He came through with 10 gifted subs, so we got to say thank you to him. Of course, he is top of the timing tower for the moment. Casquito Benitez in the Alpine. We have Diego Surf and Jacob over at Alfa Romeo, with Mr. CJOS in the Haas as per usual. Fritzen here in the AlphaTauri with TJ Spin over at Aston Martin. It is the reigning Tier 1 championship winner, and of course the championship leader, Mr. Becky B in the Williams. We have Sales on the grid in the Ferrari. We have Zamis as well in the Aston Martin. Mr. Angel, who we're presently riding along with on our broadcast camera. We have Rez in the McLaren, and he's had a stroke of some up and down luck in these races, I have to say. We'll have to see if things go his way this evening here in Spa. Weather about to change and some dynamic conditions on the horizon. It's going to shake things up for everybody, isn't it? Yama in the Haas, Fizzymon in the Ferrari. Paula is here, I think, in a reserve capacity as well, and it's great to see Paula with us. Rhapsody, Mercedes, Phoenix Bomateo, Karma Lesson, and Mr. Lucas Yan rounding out this grid as Angel pushes through out of La Sauce. Of course, one of the most iconic sections of racing circuit in the world, the Eau Rouge Réunion Complex, where we flow through into this very fast-flowing section of circuit, the Kemmel Straight, where you reach speeds upwards of 330 kilometers per hour. Coming through Lacombe now, Angel, giving us a look at what he can do. A little bit wide coming down through Poulan, but using what is available to him. It's a beautiful circuit here in Spa, I have to say, and I think it'll be even more beautiful once all these cars get into formation and we see some conditions hit, like the rain. Can you tell that I like the idea of a dynamic race coming to us? I think you might just be able to. Here we go now, coming out of the bus stop chicane. Mr. Angel Cordova to the line in the Red Bull. It's a 42.376 for the first run on the mediums. And who's next to the line? Mr. Dieg Surf. And he has been showing quite well in the Division Tier 2. 41.868 from him. Saw him with some good racing through here yesterday, collecting a third position finish. So he's got already some great practice, some of the best practice you can find yourself with. A genuine race run. Fizzymon in the Ferrari to the line. He will go third now at 43.077. Mr. Maxim B beginning a flyer as Casquito Benitez sets provisional pole now, a 41.386. He's done that on the softs. Now, soft compound tire here coming in for TJ Spin, 40.708 in the Aston Martin. Now, that is quicker than our Tier 3 time earlier today, and it is quicker than the Tier 4 time set yesterday. However, it is not quicker than yesterday's America's Tier 2 pole position time. We will just have to see, with 12 minutes remaining in the session, who will be able to go and best that. Now, there are quite a variety of racers on the grid. Maxim B is one of them. He's got high expectations here for the Belgian circuit. We'll see what he's able to do as he comes down through the left-hander of no name. Of course, if you're new to the stream, welcome in. You're here for MRL action, and if you're a regular, you know what to do. It's time to tell your friends and share the stream, because it is Tuesday night, America's Tier 1 racing, and it is about to go down, and the big question is, will Becky B maintain leadership of this championship, or will things not go his way? And will Lucas Yan, who's just set provisional pole, have something to say about it? That's a 40.468. That is now the fastest time here in qualifying this week. And that is a beautiful time coming out of the Mercedes, as Maxim B goes a 41.580. Not quite where we find the Mercedes. What a time from him. Karma Lesson pushing. He's in the Alpine. He's coming through Blanchimont, where we saw one of the biggest collisions in league racing, I have to say, earlier today in Tier 3. Carmelesson into the chicane. What is he going to put through onto this board as he touches through 19? The run to the line, the rear wing wide open. A very good run, jumps him just in front of his teammate into the sub 141s. It's a 40.837. Carmelesson, top 5. A little bit of a calm before the storm as Becky B is on the move out of the pit lane, and a lot of eyes on Becky in the Williams tonight. Big expectations for the reigning champ. Fritzen has had an issue in the AlphaTauri. He's looking the other way, and this is a very fast-paced section of circuit on exit. We've seen issues come through here in the past. What the heck has just happened there? Who was behind him? I don't know what that was. That was very interesting to see. Just trying to get a sense of what we're on with here. I know we want to get a look at Mr. Becky B. So we will hold with him and we'll get a sense of where he's going to land things in the Williams tonight. See a lot of times here set on the mediums. Dieg Surf, Angel, Jacob, Fizimon, Paula, all setting those times on the medium. So there is plenty of improvement yet to come. And Becky B is getting things situated to begin a run. Let's take a look. Pushing through into turn 1 now. The sauce as we come out. You can see Lucas Yan, the provisional pole sitter right now, and Becky B's championship rival. Coming up through a Rouge, a very flowing section of circuit. Very important to get just right, flat out. DRS wide open on the rear wing. We come through into the chicane of, well, the long form chicane that I call this very long left, right, Lacombe, where we've seen already so many incidents through this week. Becky B now coming down through the long right-hander. Out of the hill, coming out of Poulan. What a circuit. What a circuit is here in Spa. Sets purple 2 there. Rhapsody is on the move. I think he might have had something to say about it. If not, it may have been Dieg Surf. Rhapsody, excuse me, pushes through a 6th position. It was Lucas Yan behind. Let's see Becky to the line. Good for 4th, a 40.698. And that will be the first time we see out of the Williams this evening. We just saw Dieg Surf improve. Lucas Yan has begun, and Lucas Yan holding on with a 40.468. Let's take a look as the provisional pole sitter sends it on a charge coming up into the hill. Out of Sector 1, he's found something. Just about a 10th there for him if he's able to push it through 2 here. He might just be able to find a 10th to give him a little bit of distance from Fritzen. Fritzen is on an outlap, and he's getting ready to go, locked and loaded, to take a real good shot at this pole position, no doubt. He has begun, and we'll find him momentarily. 18 out of 19 drivers have set times. CEST is on the move. Here we go, 40.468, looking for improvement as we flow through Sector 3 in the Mercedes. Lucas Yan, all eyes on you, sir. What's it going to be? We come through into the final 2 turns of the circuit, the chicane. He is flowing very nicely through here, I have to say. To the line, 40.468, improved to a 40.164. Get in there, Lucas Yan. What a run. Fytron will be pushing. Rez is invalidated, and that is not what you want to see out of the 3rd position holder at the moment. TJ Spin has found some good time here, but Fytron will be leading him through to set a time. What a drift coming out into Sector 3, and that's going to lose him a bit. Very fortunate to save that, but I don't know how much of his lap that may or may not have spoiled here. He's coming in. He's not happy. TJ Spin says, I have something in hand. What's he going to find through into Sector 3? TJ in the Aston Martin has 3/10 in hand, but he's invalidated. No. That is not what you want to see. Karma lesson on the way in. So many drivers struggling here. These times really going to ramp up now. We have just over, if not, we may or may not have a little bit of desync here, but we have just about 4 minutes remaining in this qualifying session, and we had 18 minutes at the start. Certainly has been a wild shootout for this top 5, I have to say. Lucas Yan, a 140.164, really throwing down the gauntlet, and there is potential for more, I suppose, as there is going to be a little bit more track evolution here. I wonder if we see him go again and try and find something even better. It is very intense here. Mr. Siffy, very good to see him take the final seat on the grid this evening. And, well, we were waiting for him. I wonder if he'll even get a chance to get a lap through. We'll see in a few moments. Hopefully him get a car selected, and Paula will be coming into the pit lane. Good to see Paula on the grid today, coming in as a reserve for AlphaTauri officially. Of course, normally reserves, when they come into these races, they're competing on the pirate scale, on the reserve scale. Whereas if Paula comes into a reserve here in the Tier 1 division and reserves up from Tier 2 for her team, those points do very much count to the Constructors' Championship, which is great to see. And Paula showing very good fighting ability in that Tier 2 division. We'll see how she goes today. The Egg Surf beginning a lap. Right behind him, Mr. Rhapsody. We'll jump on with the Alfa Romeo. The Egg Surf, a very fast driver. We saw it yesterday in the Tier 2 division. We may just see it again here today. Of course, things between the two divisions are quite tight on pace, and you can see it considering he's 6th position here in Spa. Then again, he does have a full race under his belt and a podium from yesterday evening. Now he flows through Lacombe. Rez beginning a lap. Phoenix Bomateo on the move just the same. Lucas Yan pulling off to the inside, coming out of no name as we run down through Pouan. Paula Brady, excuse me, retiring in the pit lane. Done for the session. Ooh, Diego Surf not going to be happy with that. That runs off a little bit wide on the curbing, and that blows the lap. Rhapsody, you can see his circuit map red as well. The Brazilian not thrilled with this one. And as we look now, Rez will be pushing ahead in that McLaren. Phoenix Mateo moving behind him. Rez, third position right now. Fritzen and Lucas both on outlaps. We saw Lucas a few moments ago. He'll be starting. Well, that seems to be a trend, isn't it? Everybody having some issues running with these track limits, and that is just not something you want to see here. Mr. Becky B is pushing. We're going to move on over to Phoenix Mateo. He is valid, however, we'll have to see what the split is when he gets to the line. Checkered flag has been drawn for Mr. Angel, Diego Surf, and Siffy. Rez has retired it in the pit lane, and Phoenix Mateo is not going to be getting any kind of improvement to this line at all. That is not what you want to see coming out of turn 19. No wing for Mr. Casquito Benitez. That's not good in the Alpine at all either. Going for a bit of an off-road. Alrighty then. Jacob in the Alfa Romeo. We haven't seen much from him here on camera this evening. He's unfortunately just ran wide coming down the hill, and that's a commentator's curse if I've ever done one up. Lucas Yan pushing 40.164. Rhapsody looking like he's on the move behind him right now with a ton of speed. And I don't know if Lucas is flying, but Rhapsody is seriously showing so much pace. And Lucas pulls off Rhapsody to the line. What can we see out of the Brazilian now here in Brazil to the line? It's good for fourth, a 40.634. Fritzen has invalidated, so no improvement will come. Karma Lesson to the line. Good for third, the Alpine, a 40.558. Very nicely done there. And I think that, with Mr. Fritzen struggling into the pit lane, we'll round out our qualifying session. What a qualifying this has been in the top 10, separated by less than a second. Max Sim, Phoenix Mateo, Casquito Benitez all within 1.1. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Lucas Yan on pole position. The Mercedes, the Brazilian, absolutely rapid this evening. It is a 140.164, the pole position here in the Americas Tier 1 division. Fritzen, the AlphaTauri, a 40.477. Just 0.3 off of where we saw Mr. Lucas Yan. And of course, in third, we have Mr. Karma Lesson in the Alpine within 0.4. Man, oh man, are we in for a scorcher? And if you're just tuning in, well, welcome. We have rain forecast coming through into the race as well. My name is Strifium, here from Canada. If you're enjoying the stream, if you're enjoying the commentary, please say hi, let me know. Say everything's good and great. Give me a little bit of feedback in the chat to get things really fired up here in Spa. Because man, oh man, is this formation lap going to be off the hook. Because we're going to get to see a sense of what the weather is like. We were told it's going to be wet to dry. Then we were told it was dry to wet. Let's see what it's going to be at the start. And let's see what the tires are going to be. Do we see rain with dry tires? Do we see rain with wet tires? It has been, of course, something before. We're being told now it is going to be wet weather with the slicks. So I did call it. And that is, well, I didn't call it, but I did suggest the option, as it is going to be slicks in the wet conditions. And I have to say, that makes things even crazier. That makes things even more intense. My, oh my. 15 seconds the countdown now for these drivers to really get a sense of what the heck they're gonna do. And I have to say, if I'm going into a rain race on the slicks, well, that is gonna be a very, very tough nut to crack in 30 seconds. Welcome to Mr. Siffy. You can see him at the tail end of this grid in 20th position. He has opted for the medium compound tires in the McLaren, and it's great to see him on the grid. The rest of the grid, holy smokes, softs from first all the way down to 19th position. This is really going to get interesting, I think. And, well, let's take you through the grid. This evening, once again on pole position, the Brazilian driver in the Mercedes. It's an all Brazilian team over there at Mercedes with Rhapsody there in 5th. But, of course, it is Lucas Yan on pole position here. What a lap it was from him. It was a 140.1. Fritzen will line up on the front row next to him in the AlphaTauri. We have Carmeles in 3rd position here starting in the Alpine. TJ Spin in the Aston Martin. Rhapsody once again mentioning in the Mercedes. He will start 5th with Rez behind him in 6th for McLaren. It's Becky B, the reigning champion and defending champion in the Williams, and our championship leader starting 7th position with Mr. Diego Surf right next to him in the Alfa Romeo. Joss in the Haas starting 9th. It's Angel Cordova in 10th, and we can see through his teammate right there behind him in 11th position with Mr. Phoenix Bomateo in the Williams. Casquito Benitez, 13th position. He'll start just in front of 2 Ferraris as Sales and Fizimon qualify 14th and 15th respectively. We've got Jacob in the Alfa Romeo in 16th position with Yamamoto 17th, Zamis in 18th. Paula Brady here in 19th position, and it will be once again Siffy rounding out this grid. Let's take a look at these conditions under some traffic. You can see here Jacob on the rear of Fizimon. We're getting a little bit of splash up, a little bit of a slip and slide, and well, things are going to get real tough for these racers, especially up through, I think you can all guess it, one section of circuit, a little place we call Eau Rouge. Now, if anybody had an opportunity to catch the Tier 3 race earlier today, in that qualifying session we did get a chance to see a little bit of wet conditioning, considering it came at the tail end of the qualifying. Now, everything's up for grabs. This isn't qualifying, we're here in the race. Buckle up. And I'm sure these drivers most definitely are. Everyone trying to find temperature as well. Going to be an extreme struggle here in Spa to find temperature on these tires. There's a lot of straight line. You can cool them quick. Welcome to the grid as we finish the formation for 22 laps here in Belgium. Lucas Yan, Fritz in the front row. We have Carmeles and TJ 3rd and 4th with Rhapsody rounding out the top 5. It is going to be 3, 4, 5 red lights here in Spa. The engines are revving, the lights are out, and away we go here in a very wet condition circuit. Carmelesen with a massive launch off the line, absolutely mugs Fritzen. TJ there as well, a little bit of contact or a little bit of slipping. Look at the exchange coming out of La Sauce. Becky B, wheel to wheel with Rez. This is daring, very daring, and things are going to be quite slick as we come up through here. The dirty air on the rear of the car, not in effect at the moment. Becky B, look how tight he is following this. TJ Spin on the rear of Fritzen. Wow, this is very, very hard racing right now. TJ Spin, very, very close to Fritzen. Fritzen's come unhinged here. Becky B squeezing there. It's nearly 3 wide as Rez looking for a position through. He's not come. No, Rez has once again been caught up in one of the most unfortunate incidents I've seen yet in this season's races around Spa. That is a very unfortunate position to find yourself in for the Australian. And we'll just have to see how he may be able to recover later on, as this is, of course, a very long race. Jacob making some moves through this grid as well. But what a race start it has been. The timing tower is going to start to play a little bit of trickery with us. Maxim B pushing Sales. Lucas Yan, Carmeles, and TJ Spin Becky B, your top 4, and Becky B making up 3 positions, has Fritzen dropping off behind him as Angel looks to hunt him down in 5th. And if you're Fritzen right now, you're not going to be happy that you're dropping 1.4 on the rear of Becky. Not at all. Becky, he might have an opportunity to get TJ, especially if we should see DRS come online. That's something that we haven't yet really determined. We have slick tires, but is it time for DRS? Well, we won't find out until at least another lap comes through. Lucas Sienna 53.227 opens it up. And DRS has been enabled. But I don't... Is the timing tower playing with me and DRS is playing with me as well? Or we're on lap 2? I'm not losing my mind, right? Thank you, everybody. Okay. Yeah. All right. Just checking. All right. Angel looking very well here at Fritzen. Time and Tower playing a very good game. You know, if you're Becky B, you have to have a smile on your face without a doubt in your mind. Coming into a wet condition, start of the race, slick tires, and you get 3 positions right off the hop. You know, that's a really, really good thing to find yourself doing in a race that, well, we don't know how long this drizzle's going to really hold here with us for. What's happened now, Casquito Benitez has had an issue, and he is dropping a major amount of positioning here. Who's that? Siffy. Tight, as we come through sector 2. Oh my, is that effort tight for the McLaren. He's still there. Siffy has to watch it. He's on the mediums. And this is not going to be a very good tire right now. Oh my, that was close. That was real close. And he, like I said, has to watch it. Angel Cordova is out of this race, and that's a big collision. Meeple need to watch it. He's right in the middle of circuit here. That is a VSC deployment. I'm shocked it's not more. That car right in the middle of circuit. That is right in the middle of the circuit. How is that not a full safety car? We have rain coming. Angel Cordova, a lap 2 retirement. I have to say, very, very vigilant racers on the grid today. No Gauzy Eggs with us to drive into the car retired in the middle of the track. We are back to green flag racing. Casquito Benitez taking a position on Paula. Gauzy in the chat confirming what I've just said. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, sir. Lucas Yan off to a stellar start to this race. Of course, he took pole position and he's held it well. We're going to have lap timings up to date in just a moment's time as he will cross us into lap 4. Conditions have really kind of separated some drivers here, but I'll tell you something, Fritzen and Dieg Surf, I think the gap is a little bit closer than what we're being given right now, because Dieg Surf looking very tight. Fritzen, well, he's had a big snap. What the heck happened to the Alpha Tauri? I am very sad to say that Fritzen's had an issue coming through into the chicane. What on earth happened to him? Yamamoto has retired up Eau Rouge, and that is a full safety car deployed on lap 4. No, bad luck to the Haas today. And of course, that will now be, unfortunately, 2 cars out of this race. And Siffy with a bit of a desync here. Full throttle up Eau Rouge, no big deal. Just a yellow flag. Well, everyone wondering now what is going to happen with this rain. A lot of question marks, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know what you're thinking in the chat. Let us know what you think of this race. We're 4 laps in, and it's already provided us one of the more dynamic races of the week thus far. It is the 4th of what we'll see as 6 races this week. Now Lucas is in. Everyone's coming in surely for mediums, or do we see a hard switch here? It looks like the rain. I think the rain is gone. The rain's gone. Medium's on for Lucas. TJ says hards. Not TJ, excuse me. Carmelesson says hards. What does TJ say? He says mediums. Becky B. Mediums. Okay. Carmelesson. Bold here. Bold, bold, bold from the Alpine. No doubt. Carmelesson getting a little hasty on the rear Lucas as they follow out the safety car. Up the hill. Fritzen. Retiring the car. Potentially an equipment issue. After what we saw in the chicane, I think that may be very, very likely. What does everyone in the chat think of Mr. Siffy in the McLaren staying out on the medium compound tire? 4-lap old, of course, his starting set. He has that 3-second time penalty. 13 positions gained for him as a result. But, man, oh man, has it been a hill to climb. Started this race at the back of the grid. Missed qualifying as well. What a procession of cars we found ourselves with here on lap 5 already, but we can take a look at the position changes at the very least. Lucas Yan has held station quite well where he began things in pole position, and we've even had an opportunity to see him come in for a pit stop. Yama leaving the session after his unfortunate retirement, causing the safety car we are now under. Now, with that said, we have Carmelesson in the Alpine. He's made up 1 position here. TJ Spin in the Aston Martin, also up 1 position here. Becky B, of course, he's had a good start. He's made up 3 positions from where he began in 7th. We have Sejoss making up 4. What a start for him. The Haas driver into 5th. Great stuff. Jacob, the Alfa Romeo, he has made up 10. Siffy, as mentioned, up 13 from where he began in 20th, however, yet to pit. Maxim B, up 3 in 8th position. Diego Surf has dropped back 1 from where he began, and he's in 9th. We have Sales in the Ferrari. He's up 4. Mr. Casquito Benitez in the partnering Alpine has made up a couple of positions himself. Phoenix Bomateo, another driver holding station here on this grid. He is in 12th in the other Williams. We have Miss Paula Brady, of course, 13th position. The AlphaTauri up 6 slots. Very good drive thus far. Rez getting unfortunately caught up in some issues earlier. He has dropped down 8 positions. Zamis, he's up 3. We have Fizimon in the other Ferrari down 1. And of course, Rhapsody. Well, he has not had the dynamic race that he wanted to have this evening at all. Now he will come into the pit lane after coming in already, and he will put on now a set of, what will it be? A set of mediums potentially, and yes it is, as we have some exchanging here under safety car between Casquito and Sales. Of course, if you're enjoying the broadcast and you're new, make sure you hit that follow button because, of course, we have so much racing to coming here to you on the channel. Tomorrow, we'll be back live with our Tier 2 campaign, and that will be here at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 8 p.m. BST, and 9 p.m. for those of you in Central Europe. Britain in the chat confirming he is having some equipment issues as anticipated and seen after that snap through the chicane. There's only so many things that could be, and usually equipment related. Fastest lap presently held by Lucas, a 49.930. Quite the drive so far for the Brazilian on pole. Things can really get shaken up here on a safety car restart, though. Alrighty. There we have it. Race control as confirmed. We are going to have the safety car coming in this lap. We will be back to green flag racing on the 7th lap of contention. One thing to note, this will be the first full-blown racing lap we have since the rain has subsided. We see Jacob taking a 5-second penalty for a collision with Siffy. I'm not entirely sure what's happened there, but I think they both took a penalty, as we only recently saw Siffy with 3 seconds, not 8. That's not something you want to see, and those penalties are always very, very unfortunate to see. Lucas Yan really slowing things down as that safety car just now pulling into the pit lane. When do we see Lucas Yan go? He is really getting things into a weave. He has throttled it out. He is gone. How well has he caught this grid? Carmelesson seems to have sniffed it, and I don't know if this has worked well enough for him into this chicane. Let's see what the gap is as he comes out of it. Nearly 8/10, nearly a second building, and he needs to really go if he needs to build that defense, that 1 second defense to the car behind him. Right now, Sales and Casquito Benitez nearly exchanging as we come through into turn 1 already. That might have been an exchange, actually. I'm not entirely sure. They were quite close here on the restart, but right now we want to take a look at the front as Carmelesson has dropped a second here on the rear of Lucas, and that's huge. Absolutely massive, and it's, of course, the hards are going to play massively here, and this is huge for Becky B and TJ because they're going to have to push through on the hard runner who can put up a fight and then have to break down a potential gap here unless Carmelesson has enough pace through some tighter sections of circuit. Dig Surf has someone looking at him. Mr. Casquito Benitez in the Alpine looking quite tight there. And I thought for sure that there was a move there, but it might just come down through on the inside of the hill. Oh, you don't want to tempt fate too much coming down through there. What tight racing we've seen already in this grid. We're here on lap 7, and I hope you're enjoying it because I most definitely have. Dig Surf looks like he is under major threat from this Alpine. Casquito's pushing that battery. Dig Surf on the rear Maxim. We've had a yellow flag spark up. Who's that? Zamis. Zamis is spun. The Aston Martin taking a look to see if there is any debris. It does not look like it. Dig Surf, Casquito Benitez right now. Maxim is being overtaken at the very least. Dig Surf is trying to overtake him for that 8th position. We saw it coming through Blanchimont. Then Zamis unfortunately had an issue. Now Casquito Benitez parking his Alpine on the inside of La Sauce. What a move. He gets Dig Surf for 9th. Sales wheel to wheel now with the Alfa Romeo. Dig Surf loses not 1 but 2 positions here inside of a turn. Sales pushing in the Ferrari. Casquito Benitez lining up Maxim. A 10th about to close down for the gap between these two as Zamis unfortunately retires the Aston Martin in the pit lane, and it's very sad to see it. Rez now drops the position to Paula Brady, as Paula is on the mediums, showing a little bit more pace at the moment. The chat making me. The chat's always a great time. If you're listening into the stream and you don't have an opportunity to catch the chat definitely adds some flavor. Sales on the rear of Casquito. I wonder if we see the Ferrari punch it. Right now, I think Casquito's got bigger plans. I think Maxim's under major threat. We have TJ on the rear of Carmelesson looking at the other Alpine. Ooh, Casquito. He's so tight. He's under threat. Sales was looking at that inside. Gets it closed off. Oh, man. I think Casquito really exposed some drivers here. Look at this. Paula Brady. She took Rez. She's looking to take Phoenix. Phoenix on the inside through now. LaSource, and we come through. Rez on the rear. Man, oh, man. This is some racing to watch. We're going to jump to Becky B on the rear now. TJ Spin pushing through Carmelesson. Carmelesson about to get mugged. There he goes. Becky into third position on the rear of TJ and the hards. Not paying off right now. Ooh, Siffy dropping here. Maxim doing some work. Casquito doing some work. Siffy has Dieg Surf looking at him. Sales is there too. Dieg Surf on the inside of Siffy. Sales with the front row seats and the popcorn, as we say. Phoenix Bomateo not too far behind on the rear. Siffy drops to the Alfa Romeo. And what's happened? No, you say it isn't so. Rez has had an issue. That wing is in a state, and the front right end plate has come off for the McLaren. And things have gone from bad to worse for the Australian here in this one. Penalties starting to ramp up here as Dieg Surf takes 3 seconds. Siffy is holding on to 8, and Jacob has 5. Should something occur with a safety car, Sales, excuse me. What? No debris, no damage. No visible damage, but surely that's gonna cost him. Come on. Here comes Phoenix pushing. A big lunge out of the Williams. Look at Paula go. Paula. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Does Paula get the Williams? The exit coming out of the AlphaTauri. This is wild. Paula took 1. Does she get 2? This is a beautiful move. Phoenix under threat on the inside. Through into turn 1. Paula Brady. Holy smokes. Get in there, Paula. 11th position for the AlphaTauri here in America's Tier 1. That is some racing. Holy. Coming under threat right now with the DRS, but I gotta say, Siffy's is sitting duck and Paula's into the points. Oh, Siffy's a barrier now. Phoenix isn't gonna be too happy. Here comes Fizzymon getting closer to the action. Paula Brady into the points paying positions, and this race has been just thrilling here in lap 10. That is just beautiful. I have to say, the racing we've seen here in this race tonight, it's very, very unfortunate that we have 4 drivers out, but we have seen some beautiful battling, some beautiful overtakes, and well, that's just what you want to see around a racing circuit like Spa. Here goes Sejoss, the power charge through into the inside now as we come into the chicane, and there's the Haas looking to punch his ticket through into 4th, and there it is. The mediums, they are the tire to be on right now. Carmelesson getting a real good taste of that. Jacob will be looking to come through next. Let's take a look and see now. Jacob, we mentioned he has a bit of a penalty. He's had a bit of a slide. Man, oh man, was that a loss of traction and a big, heavy moment. I imagine his heart skipped a beat. Mine definitely did, and I think yours might have just as well, because that was touch and go. Ho, 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 ho. Iffy, Paula Brady, here's an overtake, and of course it's DRS assisted now as we come down Camel. Things tight between these four as the Ferrari of Fytron is on the rear of Phoenix, looking here all for position on the fresher rubber. Siffy playing a little bit of a hard roll here, and Paula, oh no, Paula's taken 3 seconds there coming through. That's not what you want to see, and just look at how tight things are from this helicopter view as we come through sector 2. It truly is a beautiful view now. Paula Brady is looking quite tight here at Siffy, but Phoenix Bomateo wants to do something about it first. They're on the same tires. They want to get into these points. Less than 2/10 the separation right now for the Williams and Paula. Rhapsody is on a charge on the rear of Fytron, and he might just push through first. Phoenix just in front. Fytron, a little bit of a desync here, is going to dispatch that Williams on desync. We come through now. Oh my, that was interesting to see. Phoenix on the inside looking at Paula. Fytron's there as well, and what a view we're really kind of getting here from the Brazilian Mr. Rhapsody. Phoenix looking for a charge on Fytron. Does he get it on that inside a little bit later, coasting it through? What an exit here coming out of Phoenix. Fytron holds 12 for now. The egg surf on the rear Maxim, looking for that DRS on the rear wing. Maxim has it as well, but it's going to be full-blown ERS utilization right now, trying to find an overtake. Casquito Benitez just in front is going to hold any kind of move off for now as Rhapsody pushes through into 13th position. So late on the brakes. I'm not sure if there was... what the heck? I think Siffy just slipped. Rhapsody with such a late braking move there. Becky B has made up quite a significant charge here. He's in 3rd position. He's in the podium paying positions, and he started this race in 7th position. Lucas Yan, his rival, however, has a good points advantage over him, given that he is leading the race. Will TJ Spin be able to bridge the gap that Becky B is currently hunting down in this 1.1, nearly 1.2 second range to the Aston Martin ahead? That is a very large question to be asking yourselves right now. Will we see things sync up? Will we see those train cars align themselves and connect? Maxim B on the rear of Casquito, and surely Casquito Benitez without DRS will come under fire here as Fytron pushes through the bus stop chicane. Ooh, Fytron now into 11th position. We saw Siffy on these older tires struggle to hold positions. Rhapsody, Phoenix Bomateo, they're wheel-to-wheel into turn 1. Rhapsody holding on the inside. A little bit of a wheel-to-wheel exchange there. Never hurt anyone. That's what they say, Mr. Rhapsody. Oh, this could be really intense, and it's Phoenix that pulls out there in the Williams. I thought they were going to go I thought they were going to go up together. I thought they were going to go up the hill together there, but I think one of them decided that wasn't going to be on. Wheel to wheel right now. Siffy, Fytron pushing through out of Lacombe. Fizzy really wanting to hold on to 11th position. Siffy wanting to get it back and do everything he can to defend, but I think all of the defending he is trying to do is going to cost him. He is on his starting tires, no doubt. Rhapsody pushing through into 12th. We take a look at the position changes right now. Jacob has made up the most, 10 positions into 6 penalties here. 11 seconds for Siffy, 8 seconds for Jacob, 3 seconds for Karma, Dieg Surf, Paula, and Fytron. Got a yellow flag just in front of us? No. What's happened there? Something just coming out of Sector 3, it would appear. Wing damage for Mr. Benitez on the front left. Looks like he had a spin. Alrighty now. Maxim B. Dieg Surf for 7th position. In a bit of a duel here. Carmelesson, 1 second. Nearing the gap for him and C-Joss. C-Joss in a good position, but I'll tell you something. Becky B broke down that 1 second range to TJ Spin. TJ Spin looking like he's under threat right now. Becky is on the hunt. Very thrilling race we've seen tonight, I have to say. It's been a wild, wild one. Oh, we got a lot of action here as we come down the hill. Paula Brady looking tight on the inside of Puon at Casquito Benitez. Casquito with that wing damage is a sitting duck. Paula knew it. She took that risk. She took the liberty to take the position. And man, oh man, it is very unfortunate for a driver like Casquito to find herself with wing damage and to see all of these cars pass you by, no doubt. Phoenix. So tight with Casquito there. We're going to see Rhapsody look for it on the inside of the Ferrari. He thinks better of it. Phoenix Bomateo on the rear of Casquito. Nothing doing as Casquito decides it's just fine to stay out right now, and he's going to do what he can. Zimon on the rear, Paula Brady right now. Rhapsody has a front row seat to the action. How's it going to go for the AlphaTauri? Surely things not going to be in her favor considering the DRS not on for the AlphaTauri. Look at Rhapsody go. Fizzymon's taking one. Rhapsody with a lunge on the inside. Fizzymon looked like he was turning in there, and I'm shocked there wasn't any kind of contact. It looked like he was turning in when Rhapsody let it go through into the turn. And Rhapsody with a move into 9th position. Wow. That was very nicely executed, I have to say. And you know, Fizzymon, props to him. Recognizing where Rhapsody was, you know, it doesn't appear like they had any kind of issue in that moment. We're here on lap 16, and I just want to say thank you to everybody tuning in tonight. Greatly appreciate the support here in the stream. And my name's Striffium here from Canada. It's been an absolute pleasure to cast this race. It's been an absolute race and a half, to say the least. Phoenix Bomateo on the rear of Paula. Ooh, it's going to be tight. Paula on the rear of Fizzymon. Of course, Fizzymon without that DRS on Rhapsody can cost him. Phoenix Bomateo is going to be pushing harder. A little bit of DRS utilization. ERS utilization. Now it's going to be DRS utilization. Not even yet. There's some battery coming out. Paula has that rear wing wide open. She's trying to give, of course, Phoenix a little bit of a message saying, just don't think I'm going to give you the position. Later on the brakes now for Mr. Phoenix. He will dispatch Paula there. Siffy has taken a 3-second time penalty after multiple warnings, and this will now bring him to 9 seconds in the evening session. Ooh, Paula, no. Paula, no. It's been such a good evening, Paula, and it's so unfortunate to see this. Fast movers coming through now. Casquito Benitez. Well, him and Sales. No, not him and Sales. Casquito Benitez had a problem, and that is going to be good for Paula to hold 12th, but it's going to be so unfortunate to drop out of that fighting pack that she was in. Lap 16 out of 22. There's so much potential for this race still. We've seen it before, and we may just see it again. Lucas Yan has been leading this race quite well since the beginning. TJ Spin in second. Becky B. Well, he's been hunting down these positions, but he's started to drop off a little bit on TJ Spin. TJ Spin, 1.2 the gap on him and Lucas. Phoenix Momenteo, Bizimon exchange. There's another exchange as Paula Brady is coming out of the pit lane on fresh softs. Now, these tires could pay off very well given the age of the tires of the field ahead, and should there be any issues, this is a potential undercut. Mosquito Benitez has retired. That is not in the pit lane. That is outside of the pit lane, just in front of it. And that is, I don't believe. We'll take a look with Lucas. Okay, it is a green flag. I don't know if there was debris or anything or any kind of crash there. We begin lap 18. Lucas Yan in lead of things for Mercedes. TJ second, Becky B in third. It is Sejoss in fourth with Carmelesson breaking things down a little bit on these hards. Carmelesson might have done his homework if he had watched the Tier 3 race earlier today. He might have just known that at the tip end of these tires, the hards may just take favor. Notably, Carmelesson does have a 3-second time penalty. Sejoss will more than likely be able to hold well with him, but you can see the power of the DRS in the rear end of that Haas as Carmelesson has brought himself within a car length's distance to the Haas driver. Less than half a second the separation between these two in the fight for fourth on track right now. Not too much other action unfolding. We have TJ, of course, he's just been in and out around dancing in that 1.2 range on the rear of Lucas Yan, our race leader. Alrighty now, Carmelesson. Let's see what you have on these hards, because it is going to be time. Of course, we have a little bit of DRS to push through into La Source, and now as we come through La Source, we come through into the very, very, very fast section of a Rouge, up through Radion, into the Kemmel, and we will have DRS. Do we see the overtake? Surely it is going to be a primed overtake here for the Alpine. Using that battery, here comes the rear wing. Off to now the left-hand side, and there it is. A clean-cut push for Mr. Carmelesson through into fourth position. 3 seconds the time penalties for him, however, and if Sejoss should stay with him, he will still, however, net that fourth. And given we are on lap 19 of contention, I think that is looking likely. Paula Brady, excuse me. A 42.992 coming from her as she has gone on to the fresh softs. Bizimon with 6 seconds, Phoenix with 3. Seedraw still holding Karma. A couple of little duels unfolding here. A little bit of penalties in the equations, however, which neutralizes a little bit of that, but it is what it is. Rez, who has had one of the most turbulent races this season here in Spa, unfortunately picking up a 3-second time penalty. Of course, we are going to have interviews if our top 3 are available after the race. And I have a feeling we'll have a chance to talk to Becky B if he finishes up on those top 3 steps as we have in the past. With that said, we're going to have a raid after the interviews as well. And of course, we'll hope you stick around with us for that, because it's always nice to stay ahead and share the support here from the stream in a raid. If you're Lucas Yan right now, you're concerned because TJ's in. He is in that DRS range. He has battery, but they've both got battery, and I'm thinking this is about to be a duel. A real good one. We are now, ladies and gentlemen, on the penultimate lap of this race. We are here in Belgium. It is round 4 of the Americas Tier 1 division. Lucas Yan, TJ Spin in a thrilling matchup for the race win. Who is going to take it? Is it going to be a Mercedes victory, or is it going to be the Aston Martins on the top step this evening? Zamis with the retirement. Well, it would be a very, very welcome win. Here comes TJ on the outside as we come through into Lacombe. Lucas with a little bit of a gradual move off there to try and squeeze him. TJ pulls back. This is all for race lead. This is all for potential race win. 3 seconds the gap for Becky. And if they continue to do the dance, if they continue to do this tango and they fight too much, Becky may just be able to sneak back in range. Alrighty, here we go. Lucas. Oh. Are you feeling the intensity of this right now? Are you feeling the intensity? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final lap of the Belgian Grand Prix here for the Americas Tier 1 division. It is an absolute showdown, an absolute duel, an absolute battle between Lucas Yan and TJ Spin here. TJ Spin with the DRS now hunting down Lucas. Battery in full utilization down the Kemmel Straight. 332 kph topping the car out. Lucas holding it very well with a solid run out of the first turn. It is all for the race win here in this one. It is all for the haul of 25 points at the end when they take the checkered flag here. Mercedes versus Aston Martin, penalties riddled through the board. It's between these two. It's between Lucas and TJ as we come down through Sector 2. There has been an issue. Sales, I don't know what's happened to the Ferrari, but there is a yellow up through in just outside of the pit lane, but it's all down to these two. TJ hunting down Lucas as we just break through. We're just coming into Sector 3. Man, oh man, who's winning this? I don't know, but they have been locked within 1 second of one another all evening long. And it's been TJ who has made up the positions to get here 2 slots. And it was Lucas who started this one on the front row, on pole position. Here's the final run now. Battery in full utilization, 52% for TJ. Lucas trying to figure out where the heck he's going to hold this, but I think Lucas might just have this. It's a run out of the chicane right now. Things getting a little loose for the Mercedes. There goes the Aston Martin. It's a drag race to the line, but it's the checkered flag for the Mercedes, and there goes the Aston Martin ahead into turn one. And if it had been one more lap executed perfectly for TJ, we might have seen things reversed here, but there it is. Lucas Yan, ladies and gentlemen, winning the race. TJ spin, second position, and it'll be Becky B to take out the podium here in Spa. My oh my, what a race finale that was. Wow. Great racing. Paula Brady with some of the best racing tonight. Unfortunate that things did not end in her favor, but I just want to give a special mention to Paula tonight, and I think everybody in the chat can too, because we saw some of this evening's best action coming out of this AlphaTauri right here. Mr. Sales crossing the line here in 13th position as well. Wow, great racing. Great racing tonight. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Lucas Yan, the Mercedes, he came through and he came prepared. He came to win. He took pole position. He carries it through to the top step for that race win. And, well, it was a great round of the podium, as we had, of course, the Aston Martin. Oh, TJ, it was so tight. So tight. And Mr. Becky B, 7th to 3rd. We'll be talking to him about that in a second. I imagine he'll be happy in the end, given the pace of what we saw tonight come out of a lot of the racers on this grid. There we have it. Lucas, TJ, Becky B, your top three. Sejoss had a good haul of points here as he moves up 5 positions from 9th to 4th. Carmelesson drops back a couple slots. It's Dieg Surf moving up 2 in reserve tonight. Jacob, what a drive from him. He comes from 16th to 7th. It's Maxim making it up 3 slots. He'll be happy with that, I'm sure. Rhapsody, unfortunate for him, drops back 4, but he does get 2 points nonetheless, and it's Phoenix Momenteo rounding out that final points paying position as we come through here to round out the end of the action. Wow, what a race. What a race, and thank you to everybody who participated with us for that one, because I really enjoyed all of the racing action for that. Now, with that said, we are going to get some interviews dialed in just a quick moment's time. I'm first going to hopefully be speaking to Mr. Becky B here, as, well, Becky B, he is no stranger to this commentary booth. Becky B is a driver who has led many a race. He has led this championship, and, well, tonight, I think we're going to see a change of the championship lead. However, Becky, welcome to the commentary. What a race. You've moved up some slots here. You took a podium from 7th position. It was a stellar race, I have to say, start to finish. How are you feeling?
Honestly, I'm not very happy with how I drove tonight. I made a lot of mistakes. Wasn't really too happy with the setup. Definitely struggled in qualifying. I think that was pretty obvious where I finished. Wasn't really able to get one clean run in basically all qualifying. So almost a second off where I'd like to be, about 6-7 tenths off where I was just, in practice before that. So all in all, I'm happy with the result relatively. To be on the podium is kind of where I'm shooting for. So if I'm able to do that, I'm happy. For the championship, could be better. But all in all, I feel like it was a pretty good race. I had a little scare at the beginning of the race too, because after qualifying, instead of retiring in the pits, I accidentally quit out of the session. So yeah, had a little bit of a rough time trying to get back in, and was worried that I was going to bug the lobby or not have a setup. So blood pressure was definitely up at the beginning there, but was able to make some moves in the first lap, and did well in the wet with the dry tires. So yeah, I think we made the best with a pretty tough situation after qualifying. So all in all, fairly happy, but I think it could have been a lot better.
Next week, a circuit, a very fast circuit that we all know and love. Of course, it's Monza. How you shaping up for Italy? It's going to be, I think, one of the more intense races of the season, given the fact that the qualifying may just be very, very tight. It's a DRS based circuit. Risks are going to need to be taken. How are you feeling for that circuit coming up next week?
Honestly, that's a great question. I haven't really done many laps around Italy on this game, so we'll have to wait and see. But I know in the past it hasn't been a great track for me. Usually the lower downforce, less corner type tracks are ones I usually struggle at. So it'll definitely be an interesting race. I'm gonna have to work hard in that one. So we'll see how I can do. Definitely have to get some practice in, but hopefully shooting for another podium, keep the championship tight at the top, and maybe I can take the lead again.
All right, Becky. Well, it's been a great race to watch you here today. Make up 4 positions from 7th to 3rd. I know you're not happy with it, but I'm sure everybody watching you, of course, felt that it was a good race for you. I know that you had to make up some good positions. You did some good position overtaking early on there. And, of course, congratulations on the P3. We're going to come your way here in a second. I don't know if you're staying on or not. But doing some lobbies, we might just head on over.
Yeah, I'll be doing some lobbies. A couple people in my chat wanted me to sneak a sheesh into the interview, so sheesh. I'll see you later.
All right, take care. Thanks, Becky. That was Becky B, everybody. Nice to hear from him. And I think that is it for our interviews tonight. I don't know if we're going to hear from Lucas or TJ. I'm just going to get a confirmation on that. But of course, I am very, very much happy with how this race went. And I just could not be more thrilled about the overtakes that we saw in some of the racing action. It's just great to see. And we saw one of, I think, the greatest overtakes I've seen around the MRL in Spa so far from Paula with that double overtake out of the chicane. Just wild, wild stuff there. Now, with that, I think that's time to wrap things up. I think we're all finished for the evening. And well, if you enjoyed the stream, make sure you hit that follow button as we have a ton more racing to come through here in Season 5. My name's Stryfium. I'll be back with you tomorrow here on the MRL with Mr. Unicorn for the Tier 2 racing action around Spa. That's at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 8 p.m. British Summer Time, and 9 p.m. for our good friends in Central Europe. Of course, ciao for now. Take care, have a great evening, and we'll see you for the next one.